Namaste, beautiful yogis. Today we are doing a talk on weight loss. I asked you on Instagram, do you want me to do 25 facts about me or a weight loss unorthodox type of advice? And I asked just less than an hour ago, and there is more votes on the 25 facts about me. And so I will do both, and a few of you said both. I will do both because I feel like every channel needs that kind of intro who I am video. I've been here for almost 10 years, so 9.5 years. And wait, I think 10 years, 10.5. Anyways, that would be one of the facts. I'm not very good about dates. I'm not very good about facts, and I hate talking about myself. So maybe that's why it's so long overdue. But I do believe that every channel needs that. Video is just kind of like an introduction. Get to meet me, who's teaching you yoga, who's teaching you exercise, movement, Pilates, etc. So you just get to learn a lot about the person from just some random facts about them or random things that they've been through. Anyways, today is gonna be weight loss because it's easier for me to do that. The other one I have to actually write them down. I don't have 25 ready. But for weight loss, I feel that the generation that is 40 and up, maybe even 50 and up, or at least the women that were kind of part of the 80s and 90s and early 2000s culture, it was probably a difficult time to navigate through the health and fitness world because it was a little bit crazy. I was never a part of consumer fitness, and I don't think my inner self would have allowed it. I would have just checked out of the game. It wasn't for me. That produced type of strong cardio based workouts, and those were the workouts that kind of drilled into a lot of women at the time to just really burn calories, really work out hard, like sweat like crazy, in order to stay fit, stay skinny, etc. And that was in many ways damaging because of course we love to work out, we all need to work out, it just feels good, it feels right, it's something that our body requires, needs, but there was just this kind of disregard for the body and for our energy, and just this grueling workouts that I've done probably a month of trying from the library in 2002, I think, a few of those videotapes, and it was fun for a young person, but I quickly joined the gym and started doing yoga on my own, and that was it. I never did cardio after just a brief introduction to this type of workouts. I must admit, for a young person, one workout like this is kind of fun because you get that buzz. But it is not necessary for weight loss, and it is a lot to undo if that you've been given that message: calories in, calories out, burn the calories, cardio, workouts, and even strength training nowadays is the message. And again, it can be just as damaging. Now, every time you have some extreme in society, you always will have the opposite. Overcorrection now, which is radical acceptance, radical self-acceptance. Any size is beautiful. I forget all the messages around it. So it is swinging all the way to the other extreme, where health doesn't matter. What we put in our body, again, doesn't matter. Just do what you want to do. Neither one of these, those are both equally damaging. Just probably in the same way, but from a different angle. I feel that every time we feel like we're struggling with weight, the first thing we have to pay attention to is our sleep and our inner peace. And sometimes that means we got to deal with ourselves, meet ourselves, deal with the aspects of our lives that we don't like. And instead of trying to control our body, because oftentimes control, that is like a desire to control, especially with eating disorders, it's always a form of trauma that is not dealt with. We don't deal with the trauma itself, we deal with everything else. It's avoidance. So same goes with weight loss. If we really are in a cycle of, say, binging, or we're not even binging, we're just holding more, we gotta deal with the aspects of our lives that stress us out. Bring peace into those aspects, because sometimes hormonal weight gain has to do with our stress levels, with our lifestyle, and not necessarily the food, but the quality of the food, the quality of the water, the air, the cleaning detergents in the house, etc. So it's better to really take a broader look and then narrow it down. I don't believe that it's anything wrong with looking at the body and preferring to be at the balanced place where you feel good. We've swung all the way back where you can't say the word weight loss. You can't say you can't say any of those things, because the people that will project their own issues onto you. And we live in a culture where literally it's so much projection. For me, it's very annoying, because I'm not a part of that generation, and it's just not my thing. I kind of was more of I've only been attracted to spiritual teachings that are about owning your shit, right? So even when it's difficult, meeting the parts of yourself that most need to be seen. And I feel once we do that work, and also the work where we understand that we are divine, being divine, a part of the divine, and we're loved, we're gonna calm down. Accepting also how we look, with him being healthy. So we should understand that health is important, and there is a certain level of weight that is unhealthy, that is just a fact. But also accepting imperfections within ourselves, that we're not going to be absolutely perfect, from the crown to the toes. We're going to have imperfections, and that is just the human condition. And we're going to be charming despite our imperfections, because if our soul and character is beautiful, that radiates. You see a lot of people that are really perfecting themselves physically, and again, there is no radiated beauty, and they will attract the partner that likes that is needing that. So always working from inside out, and from the periphery where our life is projected. Now, with more the practical approach, I personally believe that no matter what type of exercises you engage in, and I really recommend, of course, my schedules, because I rotate, I vary, I do shorter, longer, yoga, non-yoga, vinyasa, Pilates, fluid, easy, more difficult, and so for classes. So I like that rotation. It calms a person down. It is enough to keep you in a very fit place, and also at a very good weight, provided that you're not stressed out, because sometimes we're eating our worries away. So no matter how good our fitness is, if we are dealing with anxiety, then we're gonna want to calm down with food often. So the classes are enough, but in addition to them, I feel like a weekly hike, like a really big, beautiful hike somewhere in nature, somewhere beautiful. And see, I don't have access to that now, because I'm moving into a different season of my life, when we're gonna shift into farming and into creating a new, completely new new focus in our life. So for me, that is right now not a part of my routine, because I also have a 6-year-old who doesn't like to hike. But walking, and I take her to the gym because they have playground and she loves it, and I go on a treadmill and I listen to my podcast that I really love. And for me, when I walk, it's really the time when I can give 100% of my attention to whatever I'm listening to, so I can listen to complex stuff. And I really fade away when I don't listen to complex stuff. I'm an Aries with a very strong mind and a very strong Mercury in my chart. So for me, part of my peace is that mental focus. I have to be learning, I have to really contemplate concepts, and that is, for me, I have the highest form of creativity for me. So how some people need to sing, to dance, to draw, to paint, to do crafts, etc., create, cook, etc. For me, my highest need probably in that creative type of thing is that mind space. And that's not for everybody. Some people get overwhelmed by a lot of information and by conflicting information or complex information. For me, this is, I live for it. If I don't get the quiet time to do that, to learn, I'm not 100% me. So you know your needs, you have to fulfill them and introduce a walk into your life. Walking, in addition to strength training, I am hearing logic. Walking in addition to strength training is where it is at. You do need the walking. It doesn't have to be every day, but a few times a week will really radically change your life. I hear talking, and I wonder if Lotte is coming in. Anyways, parasympathetic state, inducing, putting yourself in a parasympathetic state during the day, every day, ending the day on a calming note. It's really important. I recently got I recently got a biomat, an amethyst infrared. All right, Lodi is back. So every single day, putting yourself in a parasympathetic state. Now that is the value of yoga and even working out, and sometimes just that's the contrast from doing interval training, high intensity interval training. You go into a parasympathetic state after it. A walk for me can be that parasympathetic deep relaxation within my nervous system state. Biomat I mentioned, I recently got a biomat. It's just instant. That is the most kind of the fastest tool that I have discovered so far that puts you in a immediate parasympathetic state. I will reach out to them because I bought it and I haven't talked to the company or anything. I'll reach out to them and see if they have any coupons or anything like that they can offer me. Otherwise, I know that I can get coupons from their, like the other company, the Healthy Wave. So if I have any coupons on that, I will put it below, because I got it. I've had it on my list of something I want to buy for years, and I didn't have really high expectations of it, so I didn't think much of it. I knew sitting on an infrared amethyst has to be amazing, right? But I didn't exactly expect that it's just going to be so, it will infuse you with peace. The first time I was sitting on it or laying on it, I literally felt like water, like I want to spill on it. That's the best way to describe it. So, but it is an expensive tool, and there is cheaper mats. I think Healthy Wave is half the price of Biomat, and it is similar to tourmaline amethyst inside with infrared light that heats up the amethyst and it produces negative ions and deep infrared or far infrared light, and it's just it has penetrating heat, and it has layers and layers of EMF protection. So it's better than I thought. It's better than anything I expected it to be, but it is filled with a few pounds of amethyst, and I'm so in love with amethyst, so I should have expected that it would be all that it is. yoga induces that same state, except for you have to do the work. So with the mat, you lay on it and it does it for you. It's very relaxing. With sauna, with a cold dip, all of those things will put you in a parasympathetic state, will improve your sleep. Hot springs, nature, as I said, exertion, walking, all of those things will put you in that state, and I feel that is more important to weight loss than even exercise. But you know, they're both equally important. And also loving food. Oftentimes the advice for losing weight is eat more, because weight gain is often a sign of deep malnourishment rather than overeating. It's just the body is starving for nutrients, and the body is asking for more, asking to receive more nutrients. So if we saturate it with nutrients, and for me nutrients means, you know, salads and fruit, and my orange smoothies now from the orchard because it's in season, and I've never had anything like it. I mentioned it in my skincare video. And seeds and beans, etc. But for many people, could be that traditional diet that was in nourishing traditions. It could be organ meats, or you know, just whole milk, whatever. I can't speak for exactly what is the most nourishing whole food for you, but just focus on quality and nutritiousness. Now with organ meats, I have to also mention, you gotta be very careful, especially with liver, because you know it is a filter. It does process toxins, so it is very high in everything, but at the same time it's also high in the things we don't want, like whatever it's filtering, especially now. And also same with glyphosates. You know, animals are exposed to the same glyphosates that, you know, non-organic produces in just the field. So again, just you know, you have to. There is no real easy shortcut. Even like when you go about filtration of water, there isn't a super easy way, unfortunately, because it's that polluted. And I do recommend my the combination of classes that are some very slow classes that you would never think of them as, you know, fitness or getting fit type of classes. It's more the calming one. They have such a profound effect on the system. Plus my Awaken Your Core classes, the classes that really make you tune into your body. They create a different relationship with the body. Same with the food, just develop a love relationship with what you prepare, what you buy, what you cook, what you grow. Because once we have love for the things that we create, make, consume, etc., our relationship with our food changes, and that is extremely important. And again, the advice sometimes is eat more, you know, exercise less. Definitely, I personally really don't believe that too much weightlifting, like every single day, can be, you know, you gotta vary the intensity. Same goes for cardio. If it's like that type of, is it Orange Theory, or there's quite a few CrossFit, those are just such a beat down that it leads to inflammation, injuries, etc. So it has to be, we have to find that balance where there is the intensity but the peace, the calm. All right, I've officially ran out of time, so you know there is more, but that was one side of it, one aspect of it that will give you ideas. Drink water, clean water, etc., and all of that. Add seaweed; they're very important. High in minerals, high nutrients. All of that would just be very transformative. All right, namaste.